This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
Let's talk about the first Elimination Chamber. This was my favorite of the two. It's the SmackDown one. Edge is in there, and he's going to retain the world title. 31 minutes and 28 seconds. He beats Kane, Drew McIntyre, Rey Mysterio, Wade Barrett, and Big Show. Meltzer would say Dolph Ziggler had been advertised all along, but they did the storyline where he was fired. So Teddy Long came out and announced that Big Show was the replacement, even though Show lost to Wade in qualifying. But Meltzer still dug it. He says this was an excellent match, the best match so far in WWE in 2011. He gave it 4.25 stars and said it was one of the better chamber matches in history. And he even said the last several minutes where it was down to just Edge and Mysterio was awesome. They're pulling out all the stops here, a lot of talented guys, but it's interesting to look at this lineup. Edge is back now in WWE in present day. Kane just popped back in for the Rumble. Of course, he's a full-time mayor. Rey Mysterio's still here chugging along, doing his thing. I don't know exactly the contractual status of Big Show outside of an occasional appearance here and there. Wade Barrett is, I don't think, doing anything in ring, but he's tiptoeing back in. And Drew McIntyre is the top guy. But I don't know that anybody necessarily saw that for Drew here, besides maybe Vince McMahon. So even though we're easy to say, oh man, they didn't see anything in Daniel Bryan, he at least did see it in Drew. It took a while for us to maybe be fully realized, but I dig this talent mix, and I don't know why, but the match just really worked. What'd you think about it?
Well, you know why? Because everybody in that thing, when a new guy came out of that pod, the guys knew their job. Feed him. Give him a comeback. Make that pod opening be spectacular. And, you know, Drew was the chosen one. Vince gave him that moniker, you know, early on. And Wade Barrett was one of those guys that was talented. He could talk. He was big. He could work. And they knew what their job was, you know, and all the other guys knew with, you know, we got to make the new guys, but we also, the new guys have to know their position and go in and bust their hump. They're in a main event match, and everybody did their job. I think when Show came down, you know, it just, I mean, Show doesn't get the credit that he should. For a guy that size, he was very unselfish in making guys. Matter of fact, he would want to go so far as to do things that giants don't do. Right. And I had to reel him in many times. He'll tell you that. Of course, you never get a second chance to be a giant. Kane is Kane. But when it got down to Edge and Rey, I think everyone knew Edge was beatable. Certainly Rey on any given day could get beat. So it made it interesting. You could not call who was going to go over in that match. That made it interesting.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.